Hello everyone and welcome back to some more Danganronpa 2 with me, Phantom Zwei. So, when we last left off, we had come across quite some revelations. It seems we may be in a simulation, which I assume the Ultimate Despairs have crashed, and, originally put into work by the Future Foundation.
Hey, how are you doing? Did you enjoy the killing school trip? By the way, do you guys remember the speech I made at the beginning? From this point on, I promise you a world that truly deserves to be called a game. Pooh-hoo-hoo, you guys are the only ones watching this who can save them. The end of the world is nigh. What you gonna do? What's gonna happen? Isn't it exciting? Isn't it it heart-throbbing? Look forward to it.
This is very odd. This hallway. When we first arrived here, I walked down this hallway from the classroom to get to the gym. I don't really see a resemblance, but... Good lord, ah! Gonna be sick. Oh, crap. There's Sonya over there. Please change back, thank you. Go away, pet. Ugh. I'm gonna throw up. Oh, that seriously makes me feel bad. Woo! Are you familiar with the placebo effect and the nocebo effect? Huh? The placebo effect is when your health improves after taking a fake medicine that you believe is real. And the nocebo effect is the exact opposite. Which means as long as the human brain controls all other bodily functions. If the brain believes something is real, it will become real. Why would you bring that up all of a sudden? Huh? Huh? I am not sure. I do not fully understand. What the heck? Oh, stop it, please. Please, no. Okay, over here, right? Just stop the background fading away. Is this floating? That's impossible. There's no way something this big would be floating like this. This is what makes him freak out. But what in the world is it? And the moment I looked at that object... Whoa. Chihiro. Welcome. Welcome to the Neo World program. A person! A floating person is talking to me. Who is it? No, is this even a person in the first place? I'm not quite a person. I'm simply an artificial intelligence program. It would make me happy if you called me Alter Ego. That is the name my master gave to me when he created me. It can talk. But what are you? Alter Ego. Artificial Intelligence Program. I am the master program behind the Neo World program. I'm responsible for creating and overseeing this world. However, only the observer has the authority to directly influence you guys. I can't actually exert much influence. In fact, my existence is one you don't normally meet. I'm sort of like an apartment manager or something. I may oversee the entire apartment building, but I lack the power to manage individual rooms. The virus has infected everything I'm supposed to be managing. Because of that, this world I'm managing is acting very peculiar. Hold on! My brain can't follow what you're saying. Let me gather my thoughts first. Damn it, it's that feeling from earlier again. This floating, like my feet are hovering above the floor. It's like I can't feel my feet on the ground, or the ground, like I can't believe my own existence. Hey, you should know, right? Where is this place? Tell me, what is the Neo World program? The Neo World program has omitted the data collection procedure for shaping the entire world. As such, only the data we collected during this experimental stage is being utilized. Specifically, that means the data detailing Jabberwock Island, where this research facility is located. That is why the previous Jabberwock Island cityscape was restored. Ergo, if I am to answer your question, where is this place? The answer would be mostly Jabberwock Island. Certain portions of it are different depending on the circumstances. For example, this school you're in. It appears this space is entirely under the virus's influence. That's probably why I'm appearing before you too. However, even without the virus, these circumstances are a bit unnatural. It seems the launch was rushed, and because of that, there wasn't enough time to collect any data. I'm sorry, I don't really know the circumstances of the outside world. After all, I'm simply the observer of the Neo-World program. Most of its words. I understood what they meant, but I couldn't understand what was being said. There was no way for me to acknowledge it as the truth. It would make much more sense if this was a fictional world. Wait, are you saying this world is a fictional world? You're just now figuring that out. I mean, look around you. I feel like I can't believe what's going on here. This missing sense of reality. All the mysteries. All the truths. They're all just fiction. Is that... Even so, I need to know. I need to know what this world is. Hey, can you tell me? Hey, can you tell me? What was the Neo-World program used for in the first place? The Neo-World program serves only one purpose. It's used to make the real world a splendid one. I guess you can say, it's a program for creating hope. A program for creating hope? But the fact that we're here, the fact that we don't have our memories, that's all this program's fault, right? Deleting memory is the first step towards replacing memory. Replacing memory data is one of the features of the Neo-World program. With the installed memory control unit, it is possible to remove any time period you set it to. And from there, you upload the memories obtained in the virtual world. Removing memories of any time period you set it to? So Monokuma was right. We did lose our school memories. But why? Why us? Why were our school memories taken away? There's a reason for that, right? That is a mystery to me, too. Booting the program on the survivors of Hope's Peak Academy while it's still in its experimental stage. I'm sure there was a very good reason. I wonder what it is. And now I assume that the survivors of the Killing School game are on their way to try and rescue us from this program. But unfortunately, I don't know what's happening in the outside world. I'm sorry. Are you saying we're lab rats? That's the only thing I can think of. It sounds like we're just lab rats. The Future Foundation did that to us? But they're trying to save the world, right? Or is the Future Foundation not our ally? I'm sorry. I can't provide that much help. If only I was more reliable. I wouldn't have lost my authority to a virus like this. All these new words make my head feel like it's about to burst. Can you tell me more about the Observer and that virus? Well, for this session, the Neo-World program was programmed to house 15 people, along with 2 monitors, Usami and Chiaki. 2 monitors? Yeah, they were disguised as a teacher and one of the students. They were intended to guide the participants in this way. By the way, the Observer in the teacher role has been given the authority to influence you all. But the Observer in the student role was not. They weren't given any special authority at all, so they'd seem the same as everyone else. What kind of authority does the teacher role have? As an example, the teacher creates the rules of this world and manages them through the magic stick, which Monokuma was able to obtain from Usami. And when Monokuma, or probably more accurately the virus, which took the form of Monokuma, right? Because the Ultimate Despair is the one who uploaded the virus. Then in that, when that happened, like Monokuma, he already mentioned he didn't need the surveillance cameras to see what was happening in this world, because he had obtained the magic stick, which gave Usami, the power over this world to begin with. The rules of this world. If the teacher is properly managing the rules they've created, there is no risk of abuse. But because of the virus infecting everything, that has changed. It changed this world where violence shouldn't have existed in the first place. The Neo World program would have promised eternal peace. But just like the outside world, it's become a world filled with violence and death. What is that virus? I don't really know the details behind its true identity, but that function is beyond my capabilities. No matter how much I try to stop it, it behaves as if it knows what I'm attempting to do. In the end, it stole the position of my abilities which contain my authority to build the world. It was like it was a grandmaster chess player. I desperately tried to fight back so it wouldn't have complete control. But even so, a portion of the world has been modified at its convenience. She's probably talking about Monokuma Rock and the Funhouse. Based on what she's saying, it sounds like she's on the receiving end of a one-sided attack. But Alter Ego should be an impressive artificial intelligence that the Future Foundation created. I can tell that just by communicating with her. Which means the supposed virus is so smart that it surpasses this Alter Ego? If so, does that virus possess an artificial intelligence just like her? And is that artificial intelligence housing the virus supposed to be Junko? Because Monokuma, he was very silent when we mentioned that Junko was dead. And she is dead in the real world. But could it be that her personality lives on as her own alter ego? Damn it, what the heck? An artificial intelligence waging an attack against another one. This is so freaking irritating. Or that's so freaking irritating. But how did that virus infect the Neo World program? The Neo World program exists in isolation. It's impossible it was infected through a network. I'm fairly certain that someone physically uploaded it. So there is either a traitor in the Future Foundation or someone infiltrated the Future Foundation. Physically. Perhaps someone secretly brought an external memory drive containing the virus into the facility and directly uploaded it into the main computer where the Neo World program is installed. Based on my calculations, that's most likely what happened. It was brought to the Future Foundation's facility? But the only person who could enter that facility is someone who is a member of the Future Foundation. Damn it, what am I thinking? Why am I assuming what I just heard is the truth? Why am I assuming that everything is a lie? Observers have been added to the Truth Bullets section of the handbook. Neo World program has been updated in the handbook. Check the Truth Bullets section to review it. But it's true the virus is powerful, and that I'm completely overwhelmed by it. But I'm still able to defend the essential areas. So it has a limit, too. A limit. If it took over an observer, then it has to follow the rules of an observer. Such as, in order to end the program and release everyone, I need to follow the correct procedure and...
Okay, even if you're just a god in the machine, that's enough hints from you. If you're gonna say something more. Suppose that you exist between life and death. The death of yourself is inevitable. If so, it can be parallel to the defluxation based on the definition of existence that constitutes the relationship. From there, the paradigm change results by being cut off rapidly and causes a situation where your own existence is unobservable and accelerates the crosses with the joint ownership of the world, and the situation in the context invites your... Hey! This is trippy. Hey! That's Makoto's outline. What the heck? What just happened?
You're right here, aren't you? Someone is right there, right?
Huh? Who are you? Are you different from the earlier one? Maybe he can't hear my voice from this side?
I'm currently talking to the world through alter ego. Ever since you guys vanished into that space, the video's feedback has been pretty distorted. But even so, we were forced to watch you this entire time.
Huh?
The things you guys were forced to do, we were forced to watch it. Forced to watch us? I really want to save you right away. It's because of the virus's interference. I couldn't. Our orders are no longer being accepted, including shutdown requests. The Neo World program is beyond our control now. In that world, that person created an independent country that doesn't accept outside interference. But Alter Ego created an opportunity for me to speak to you directly. If this means that's working, then it means the person I need to talk to is right there. I hope. It looks like this guy can't even hear or see me. Just who is this guy, anyway?
Makoto Naegi.
Is he our ally? Since there's no time, I'm going to say what I need to say, and believe you're there listening to me. But first, I should apologize to everyone. I know apologizing won't help, but we didn't imagine something like this would happen. We never expected such an atrocious virus was lurking inside the Neo World program. But that's entirely our fault. It's our responsibility for not realizing it until it was too late. But it's not just the virus either. I can't say for sure that the program didn't have any problems in the first place. To tell you the truth, I was unsure about whether or not to run the program on you guys. But this was the only way to save you all. I wanted to save you guys. Save us? What did he want to save us from? Why would this save us? You've already seen the password to enter the graduation exam ground, right? You know, 11037. 11037. That's the number we found in Azumi Castle. The door to the ancient ruin was supposed to open after you all finished gathering the hope fragments. From there, you guys were supposed to challenge the graduation exam. However, I prepared that password just in case something went wrong. Like I said earlier, I had my doubts this program was perfect. Even if the chance was slim, I thought the observer might end up going rogue. That's the reason I left that 11037 password in a place where the teacher role would not be able to go. I never thought Nagito, who saw it first, would erase that password. Huh, so Nagito is the one who erased it. Anyway, I'm also the person who set the password to that number. That number contains a secret. Someone close to me left that number to save me when I was in a dilemma. Can you understand what I'm trying to say? I'm entrusting that will to you all. I've entrusted it to your future. But that person is trying to abuse the graduation exam. I'm sure they are trying to crush you with despair using the graduation exam that's waiting for you. But I want you guys to endure it without giving up on hope. I want you guys to withstand it until I get there. Because I have a secret to defeat them. Does that mean he has a secret plan to defeat Monokuma? In a worst-case scenario where an observer who has the role of teacher goes rogue, I prepared a hidden command to use at the graduation exam site. It's the forced shutdown sequence. Forced shutdown sequence. Even a teacher's authority can't stop that command. It's a way to end this so that you guys can choose your own can choose on your own, independently of the observer. Which means even if they stole the teacher's authority, they shouldn't be able to stop it. If you use that, you guys will win. However, in order to start the forced shutdown sequence, you need more than half the number of its people. Half the number of people. And in order to do that, I need to somehow get that number. And we've glitched out.
What was that just now? Hey, Hajime! What was that weirdness just now?
Nothing, really.
I see. Oh well. Anyway, that's all the hints you're gonna get. If that no-good artificial intelligence tells you any more useless stuff, I'm gonna butt in again.
Did Monokuma not notice what just happened? It's been a while since I've spoken at length, but it was important to talk to you. It was worth waiting a long time here. Hey, about that guy just now. There shouldn't be anything else for you to ask me.
Don't bring that up, dude.
I see. It'd be bad if Monokuma overheard us. That means Monokuma doesn't know about the conversation I had with that guy just now. You guys have a weapon. A very powerful weapon. It all depends on how you guys use that weapon. The only thing I can do is prevent the virus's invasion with all my might, so you guys can use that weapon. The rest is up to you all. Do your best. Do your best, huh? But what do we have to do our best at? The mystery is getting solved. I'm finally starting to see the truth. But what are we supposed to do when that truth is really a lie? We know we're working towards a conclusion that nobody wants to hear. But still, do we really need to work hard and do our best? Is there really a reason to do our best? If everything was a lie, then isn't everything just meaningless? It's the same for the killings, too. Even though we had to experience something as painful as that, something as tragic as that, wouldn't all that be meaningless, too? When the world is flipped over and becomes so irrational, what am I supposed to do? 11037 has been added to the Truth Bullets section of the handbook. Shutdown sequence has been added to the Truth Bullets section of the handbook. Oh, and that's not it, actually. I'm surprised. Well, Chihiro said that there should be nothing else we need to ask him, so we should be good to head out of here. Oh, man. Graduation exam time.
僕も待ち疲れたんで、思い切って始めちゃいますか。お待ちかねの卒業試験です。お前ら、希望ヶ峰学園の1階にある赤い扉へとお入りください。うぷぷ。じゃあ、後でね。
A red door, huh? It's just a waste of time thinking about what all this means now. For now, I need to finish this. I just need to focus on that. Spare hotel. Alrighty. Ah, there it is. The door, as always, leading to the class trials from the first game. He means this red door, right? Do I just have to go in here? If I do that, will this be finished? Dash! Hajime, dash! Huh? This place. Looks like everyone's here. Seems that this is gonna be the final place.
ですが
However, this place is... Is this a trial field? But why is it a trial field? Sure looks like a trial ground, but the vibe is way different from the one before.
あの
We've been here before, right? Yeah, this should be the place that the door at the ancient ruins leads to. Seems pretty strange we've been in that other building up till now. It's like we're dreaming or something. If this is a dream, then this too is very...
So, you finally arrived. Congratulations! You guys are the first ones to ever beat this game. After stopping by Hope's Peak Academy, you finally come back to this place. To the graduation exam site within the ancient ruins of Jabberwock Island.
Give it a fancy name like graduation exam site, but it's no different than the trial ground from before.
This trial field is actually inspired from one before, or the one from before. So in a way, this place is the original.
Who cares? This graduation exam means we can finally go home, right?
Of course, if that's what you guys decide.
And we have to decide, what do we have to do?
Ahem. Please take a look at the LCD touch panel built into your seats. Compared to the other trials, the rules are much simpler this time. There are two options, graduate and repeat, right? You just have to choose one of them and press it. All of you will cast your vote, and whichever one has the majority will be considered your final decision. If you don't press either of them, it will be treated as an absence and will not be counted. Which means everyone who has died up till now will have their votes treated as absences.
では
Then the result is based on our majority vote.
Ahem. If graduate is chosen by a majority vote, from there an event that's kind of like a graduation ceremony called the graduation program will begin.
Even if we do this stupid majority vote, the result is already pretty damn obvious. Come on, let's move this thing along. We can press it now, right?
No, no, no. You can't do that yet. I mean, your resolve hasn't firmed yet, right?
Your will be to be swept away by society's harsh current.
Shut up! Who the hell cares?
I'm gonna press it.
My. Which of your orifices are you using to spew bile?
To participate in the graduation program,
You need my final say as your teacher, you know?
what? Does that mean it won't end with just a majority vote?
After the vote, I'm going to judge every single one of you to see if it's okay for you to graduate or not.
So even if we vote, you're saying we won't graduate unless you acknowledge it?
Yeah.
I'm terribly sorry for being rude earlier.
But you don't have to worry. There's no way I won't acknowledge your graduations. This is merely a formality. I'm just doing it because that's how it has to be.
He's doing it because it's how it has to be? It doesn't mean he can exert his will over everything. He too has a limit. Is this what Alter Ego was talking about?
Anyway, even if you don't want to do it, you guys will need to do it to solve the mystery. Afterward, you can cast your majority votes, and from there, we move on to the graduation program.
But why do we even have to go through something so dumb?
Well, that is...
You said you were waiting for the main cast, right? Which means you're just stalling for time, then. Who's the main cast?
Oh, no need to worry about it. It has nothing to do with you guys.
There's no way it has nothing to do with us. We are the only ones who are involved, you know?
It doesn't matter if you're involved or not. You're just a bunch of chumps in the big picture. That's why it has nothing to do with you. Just perform your roles without complaining.
Hold on. What's with that chump comment?
Not that it's important or anything, but make sure you turn off that toy.
How dare you treat him like a toy?
I did treat it like a toy. You got a problem with that? I created everything. You're actually picking a fight with me? I'm basically a god. Just how promising can you guys be? I guess this is just the nature of life. Fine then. Before you die, sear my power into your memories.
Yes, I would. Oh, man. Woo! Alright, so I'm gonna go over the truth bullets that we have accumulated, because there was a lot of information. We got it, then we updated it, then we updated it more, then we updated it more. So I'm kind of wanting to see if I more or less have an idea of what all the truth bullets, what they say. I'll probably refer to them again, during the trial, but I'd like to have a decent grasp of all of it before I go in. So that is what the rest of this episode is going to be. If you have no interest in hearing me speculate and just kind of hum-haw over the evidence, you can go ahead and just end the episode here, because I don't want to waste your time if you're not interested in that. But with that said, let's continue. Reserve Department. A department populated by Reserve Corps students who took general entrance exams, in contrast to the main department which recruited ultimate-level students, established to secure funds for Hope's Peak Academy. 2,357 students in the Reserve Department were infected by Junko's despair and committed mass suicide. There was only one survivor, and that was Hajime. Tragedy of Hope's Peak. Hope's Peak Academy invested all their resources to create Izuru Kamakura, the ultimate hope. Izuru was later involved in an incident... Okay, wait a second here. So they invested all their resources to create Izuru Kamakura, the ultimate hope. He was later being the key word there, possibly. Because it said he was Hope Peak Academy's founder. Maybe Izuru basically rebuilt Hope Peak Academy from the ground up with a new ideal. And that's why he's called the quote-unquote founder of Hope Peak Academy. Because he basically... rebuilt it in his own image. Later, meaning that was after he had already rebuilt Hope's Peak Academy. Later, assuming maybe that's after he'd rebuilt the school, it was involved in an incident in which he brutally murdered 13 members of the student council. Despite the Academy's efforts to conceal the incident, a certain someone took advantage of this incident to provoke the dissatisfied Reserve Department students into rising against the Academy. Certain someone. Wonder who. The tragedy. This hopeless event was caused by a group known as Ultimate Despair, and was responsible for completely destroying Hope's Peak Academy. Through their utter devotion to a certain person, they brainwashed the masses and filled countless people with despair. That certain person has to be Junko. Could it be that Junko is also who they're referring to here? A certain someone took advantage of this incident to provoke the dissatisfied Reserve Department students into rising against the Academy. Maybe that someone is Junko. Or was Junko, I should say. Ultimate Despair. The term was adopted by the group responsible for causing the tragedy, but in actuality, it originally referred to a certain female high school student named Junko Enoshima. However, Junko killed herself at the climax of Killing School Life after she lost to the students of Hope's Peak Academy. The Killing School Life. As part of the tragedy, Junko Enoshima forced the students of Hope's Peak Academy to kill each other, filmed their deeds with the school's surveillance cameras, and broadcasted it to the entire world. The Academy survivors. According to the reports from the Future Foundation, there were apparently 15 people who are known as the survivors of Hope's Peak Academy. Outside of the... Okay, so they're considered outside of the, those who were involved in the Killing School Life. The 15 survivors are us. All of us, I would assume. Minus Chiaki, of course. It seems that all 15 survivors were safely taken in by the Future Foundation. Remnants of Despair. Even after Junko Enoshima's death, an influential group known as the Remnants of Despair still exists. Unless they are stopped, the tragedy will never end. List of subjects. Everyone's names are written under this list of subjects. The list is written on a clipped newspaper article. The article was about a woman who looked fully grown like a fully grown version of Hyoko Saionji. So we're all living in our memories, right? And Hyoko, Hajime, Nekomaru, Kane, all of them are probably considerably older than the memories they're overwriting, their school life memories, because they're a part of this Neo project probably years after this has occurred, right? That this being, you know, the tragedy, which is why I assume this article comes from, you know, post the tragedy. But then again, are newspapers even still operating after the tragedy? Because we know that, like, the Ultimate Despair took over the airways and stuff. Who knows if there's even such a thing as, like, real television, because, you know, I mean, the world is basically in constant full-on rioting, it seems like. Or, you know, at this point, it's probably more of, like, a post-apocalyptic world, I'd assume, instead of riots everywhere, because there's probably, you know, a lot of people, I assume, to be dead, and I assume that people who aren't affected by despair are basically hiding out in fear, aside from, like, the Future Foundation and stuff. But, you know, given the way the Danganronpa world works, assuming all that is probably kind of silly, because, you know, it operates under its own set of rules that oftentimes don't really necessarily follow the rules of basic logic, I guess. Anyway, you understand what I'm trying to say. The Academy's founder. The placard on the portrait hanging in the office said, Hope's Peak Academy founder, Izuru Kamakura. So I've already speculated on what that could mean, or this could be something changed by the virus. Perhaps the virus is actually, you know, the virus is meant to... Basically, maybe this is feeding into Izuru's ego. But then again, no, that can't be. Because Monokuma said that everything presented to us is the truth. So me trying to be like, no, you know, this is something modified by a virus doesn't make any sense. That if we have to doubt the premise, it's hard to find the truth, basically. So we have to operate on the assumption that the rules are being followed properly. Hope Cultivation Plan. For many years, Hope's Peak Academy attempted to create true hope by consolidating the results of all their research. That is the Hope Cultivation Plan. And they were trying to create the ultimate hope. Email to Makoto Naegi. To the Future Foundation 14th Division, Makoto Naegi. Where are you guys? What are you doing right now? What you're doing is a serious act of treason. Do you understand why you're protecting the remnants of despair? It should be abundantly clear to you how dangerous it is to keep these people alive. Stay calm and think about this carefully. You guys are being lied to. Think carefully about what's important to bring the light of hope to the world. Protecting the remnants of despair. Okay, so let's think about this. Makoto told us, basically we know that Makoto and the others, assuming the survivors of the Killing School life, are the ones who put us into this simulation. Which makes a lot of sense if you think about it, because Usami was originally... I think this was kind of after the fact. I think that, you know, kind of the extra school life mode, or I think it's called, in Danganronpa 1 was added, you know, post the original release of Danganronpa, but anyway, Usami was quote-unquote created by them in the school life of that, but I don't think that's actually canon, but anyway. I believe that, you know, they're the ones who have plugged the 15 survivors of Hope's Peak Academy into this simulation. So the Future Foundation is sending this email to Makoto and the others. Why are you protecting the remnants of despair? To me, that says that one or more of the 15 survivors of Hope's Peak Academy is a remnant of despair. Right? That's, I mean, it has to be, it seems like. Because if they if what they're doing is a serious act of treason, what they're doing right now, when they receive this email, presumably, is they are trying to run the 15 survivors of Hope's Peak Academy through the simulation. They're trying to wipe our memories for whatever reason and replace them, you know, with this simulation where we were supposed to collect these Hope fragments, erase the memories of our school life, and presumably rewrite that to us in the real world and possibly create some form of hope by doing so. They had the Hope fragments. Usami was supposed to ensure that we all got along, blah, blah, blah. But it seems to me that one or more of us has to be a remnant of despair, or originally were a remnant of despair, but they wrote over our memories, or intended to. Because they were trying to win us over to their side, right? Anyway, that's all speculation, but it seems to me that makes sense. It should be abundantly clear to you how dangerous it is to keep these people alive. Stay calm and think about this carefully. It says these people, not that person. Which means that more than one of us, right, are remnants of despair. Stay calm and think about this carefully. You guys are being lied to. Think carefully about what's important to bring the light of hope to the world. The 6 of you joined the Future Foundation because you agreed with our ideals, right? The Future Foundation rescued you all from the tragedy you survived and helped you recover your memories. Immediately return the remnants of despair to our headquarters. Unless we eliminate them, the tragedy will never end. Everything is for the sake of a future filled with hope. The Neo World Program. Program created by the Future Foundation. It allows its subjects to experience a synthetic virtual world. It can replace memories formed in the real world with information contained in the synthetic virtual world. Therefore, it is possible to undo trauma sustained in the real world through the use of the virtual world. It was a program for creating hope, but it became filled with violence and death after the virus infected it. Observers. In the Neo World Program, 2 observers take on the role of teacher and student, respectively. That was clearly Chiaki and Usami. An enormous amount of authority is given to the teacher observer, including the power to create rules within the program, which I think is tied to the magic stick, which was stolen by Monokuma, aka the form of the virus. 11037. The password to enter the ancient ruin. Even the teacher doesn't know it. For the person who set up this password, this number is very meaningful to them. Shutdown sequence. A special command that can be used during the graduation exam. If you use this, you can override the observer and forcibly escape from the Neo World Program. Not even the teacher observer can prevent that. Okay. Oh, and it has to be used during the graduation exam. Okay. So not even Monokuma should be able to prevent that. And 11037 is... Okay, well that's the password to enter the ancient ruin. The shutdown sequence is linked to that command, though, right? Maybe I'm getting confused. And the Future Foundation's origins. To combat the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history, the graduates of Hope's Peak Academy were among the many who established the Future Foundation. And that's it. Those are our truth bullets. Oh, man. Woo! Let's go ahead and save it up. I'm going to check to see if I have any new skills to equip. I don't think I do. I think we're using all the skills that we have available. Yeah. So that's gonna be it. This should be the final trial, quote-unquote, though it's technically the graduation exam. And when we come back, this is a shorter episode, we will hop into the final graduation exam. We will hopefully finish Danganronpa 2 in the next few episodes. So, as always, thank you guys very much for watching. I'll see you all next time.